Everyone loves chocolate. 3 million tons of it are consumed every year, half of it in Europe. But the success of chocolate has a dark side. While first world kids are enjoying the sweet taste, reality is rather different for Africa's children. According to a wide range of organizations, the chocolate industry is accused of covering up the trafficking of children and the use of child labor on the cocoa plantations. We have decided to investigate these allegations. But the truth can be dangerous. We will go undercover with hidden cameras and assumed identities. Is it true that young children work as slaves in the chocolate industry? Our journey starts in Cologne, in Germany. Every year, the chocolate industry gathers to promote and sell their products. Chocolate that is primarily made of cocoa from cocoa pods. First, we want to find out where the cocoa is from.
The cocoa beans is from South America or Africa? Africa. Okay.
Elfenbeinküste.
Africa and South America.
Mostly from Ghana and
Ivory Coast?
Ivory Coast, yes.
Okay. Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, yes.
The Ivory Coast is the world's largest cocoa producer. But rumors abound about child labor and the trafficking of children.
Where do you get the cocoa beans from?
The cocoa beans, they come from different regions in the world, but most of our cocoa beans, they come from Africa.
Okay.
Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana.
Do you know where the beans are coming from in Ivory
Yes.
Coast?
Yes.
You
yes.
do, too?
So we have that tracking system that really goes back. We work with the three most important chocolate manufacturers in Belgium, which is Barry Callebaut, Cargill and Belcolade.
Because I've heard rumors about, you know, child labor and trafficking. Do you know anything about that?
They have, I think you then ideally speak about that subject with the people from Barry Callebaut, for instance, because they make sure and that they have plans and they work together with the cooperatives in those regions where people are paid properly for their cocoa beans.
Okay.
The Swiss company Barry Callebaut is the largest supplier of cocoa mass for the industry. Most of their cocoa comes from the Ivory Coast.
How many people have you employees in, for instance, in Ivory Coast?
In Ivory Coast particular, I don't know it by heart. In general, we have almost 1,000 people working in origin countries. In the
Oh, that's a lot.
So out of the 7,500, almost 1,000 people are working in origin countries.
What about the rumors? I've heard about rumors about child labor and trafficking. Does it exist, the trafficking of kids in Ivory Coast?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know if these traffics exist, and if it exists, I presume that it is exceptional. I've been a few times now in those origin countries. These are things I haven't seen myself. But if it exists, yeah, okay, it's clear that it should be condemned, and this is, again, something which is absolutely unacceptable. Of course.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No one here seems to believe the rumors of child labor or trafficking. We decide to investigate further. We are going to West Africa. Our first stop is Mali. children are said to be smuggled from Mali to the cocoa plantations on the Ivory Coast. This is trafficking. The trafficking of children should not actually be possible. The largest chocolate manufacturers signed an agreement in 2001. It's called the Haken-Engel Protocol. It states that child labor and the trafficking of children are prohibited in the cocoa industry after 2008. We have arrived in Mali, one of the world's poorest countries. A country with little or no export. The authorities deny that children are being trafficked. That's why we're working undercover and using hidden cameras. We have allied ourselves with a local helper. His name is Yushao Traore. He runs a private school and a small hospital for the poorest citizens.
In my neighborhood where I'm living, I'm experiencing this every day.
Yushao takes us to Sekaso in southern Mali.
Okay, so this is the bus station.
We're told that trafficking takes place from the bus station. This is the junction for all traffic to the Ivory Coast. Yushao says the children are bused to the border town of Segwa, and from there they are smuggled across the border. We want to know more about the operation, so we go to the local union for the city's bus drivers.
How is it with the trafficking of children?
This is a dimension trafficking. A be dimension of Bodongo. But only like a bara belembe garcona de Maya. Santan fla, Santan Saba, Santan Nane. Musumanu, Santan Kile, Santan fla.
Since 2003, Idrissa Kante has tried to stop trafficking of children. He has statistics of the children he has rescued from trafficking.
En 2006 là, ne dimiseni keme ani bisabane fla de identifier chemani bikonono ani wolon fla musomani bisaba anduru. 2007 là 140 bikonono chemani bikonono ni konono musomani binani ani kele.
In 2008 and 2009, he rescued over 150 children. His list includes children aged 7, children from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. We visit the local head of the bus companies. Since he doesn't want to step forward, we use a hidden camera.
No Dara se frontière là, au Viki, au moto taxi, au Tagatano, tout Conana,
While we talk, A man suddenly turns up.
Okay, we got a girl. Come, let's go.
The man has spotted a girl entering a bus with a female trafficker.
Maybe I can step in here and look down. I'll just step in and look.
Once we get to the bus, the woman has disappeared.
This is the girl, you know, that was they took out of the bus now.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Segu is a village 450 kilometers away from this bus station.
But why is she here?
Musoi, I am Mufe Kibita Musoro, Cote d'Ivoire.
I'm going to go to the Westray.
Kibita Warsoro.
Oh.
The girl says she's 12, but Yushao thinks she's younger. She was promised work in Bouquet, an area with many cocoa plantations. The girl is now handed over to social services, who will bring her back home.
The situation today is very, very sad to me, and it's heartbreaking. But this is not the first time, you know. My life is full of this kind of situation. This is why, you know, I really feel very, very bad and cry.
Now we're heading to Zegwa, but we'll make a stop along the way. A village with 500 residents. Several children have disappeared from here after being lured away by traffickers.
How many children has left your village to go to the Ivory Coast? How old are the children when they leave?
We drive on to Zegwa, a small border town only a few kilometers from the Ivory Coast. Our cover story is that we work for an aid organization. We're going to meet a local restaurant owner who is witness to child smuggling here.
Is the trafficking going on from here every day?
Don't really take a good so don't go do more better than more. Don't go do. So no, ni carry jignadron. Tell me que c'est rapide. Ou bien jigidro so tramuto be more tata. But ebina joint et domrate ebina joint le wole. Ka fokino obse ka kuma. Tante parce que ou ba bege ils ont peur aussi police kana nous soroye. Ou ba jigidron ou better menaye.
The restaurant owner contacts a trafficker who transports children on his motorbike. An hour later, the trafficker arrives. We promise not to mention his name.
Mime trafficker. Bon, trafficker